Installing spark plugs has always been one of the classic do-it-yourself jobs on just about any car. Well, a few years ago, Ford came out with a better idea. And their better idea on the spark plug was that they had threads mounted high, and then they had this protrusion right here that went down into the cylinder, down into the cylinder head, and the hole that this fits into is very close to this protrusion. All right, now, some things that we need to know about these plugs. First, there is the original equipment design, which is made in two pieces, and frequently when you try to take these out, what happens is the lower piece is seized into the head and it breaks off and it's stuck down there. Well, a lot of shops will tell you that this is a major, major deal, but we'll see more about that in just a second. Now, replacement plugs are available sometimes in the two-piece variant or in the aftermarket or from Ford in a new one-piece design. There's nothing down here as far as two pieces of the plug are concerned. All right, now, things that you need to know about this. The big problem with these is that you're going to have to make sure when you put the plugs in that this lower piece of the plug is coated very, very lightly with anti-seize compound. That'll help deposits from forming, and it'll help keep the lower end of that plug from seizing into the head. Now, down here we can see a plug like that. This one, you see the end of it is all gunked up and rusty and carboned up and so on. It was seized into the head. We were able to get it out using various chemicals and a process, but the thing of it is that this plug had been in the engine over 200,000 miles. Now, we can see that the rest of the plugs out of that engine had been replaced. Yet, if we looked at the invoice claimed 8 new spark plugs and charged the labor for 8 new spark plugs. Well, this one's hard to get at. And apparently it was seized a little bit when they replaced the other plugs. So the truck wasn't running that bad. So they just left it in there. And it's been in there for over 200,000 miles. So, like I say, luckily we were able to get it out without breaking it. Now, look for one-piece plugs. Put anti-seize compound on the end of the plug. If one of them does break off, remember that it's not a major deal like some shops tell you. Here is a kit. It is designed specifically for removing the broken parts of these Ford spark plugs. So using this kit takes about a half an hour per cylinder to remove the broken pieces. So if all 8 or 10 of them break off, figure if there's 8, you're probably going to spend 4 hours getting all of them removed. So that is the basis of what we need to talk about here. This is a common problem on Ford trucks. And here we have anti-seize. You can buy it in a large container. You can buy it in a small tube like this, which if you're going to do your own work, that tube will last you a very long time. Remember also that replacing plugs these days has, well, it's evolved into something very, very different. You're always going to need things like the anti-seize compound. You may need things like rust penetrant and various things like that. And there's all kinds of special sockets and extensions and ratchets and so on that go with changing plugs. You may find that on many of these cars, changing plugs is no longer a do-it-yourself operation. Check it out, see if it is on your car. If so, have at it. If not, you'd be well served to take it to a pro.
And if you have a question, a comment, or would just like a lot of great information, check us out at goss-garage.com.